Octahedral complexes of type MA4B2 or MA4XY or MA3B3 also they will show this type of geometrical isomerism, octahedral complexes also. In our what means textbook, we are having mainly these two types of ones which are showing geometrical isomerisms. One is the square planar complexes, another one is octahedral complexes. So, I am looking for octahedral complexes. What type of octahedral complexes we have chosen? MA4B2. What this one indicate? A and B are again monodentative ligands. That means A is same type but 4 in number and B is same type 2 in number, or A is 4 in number and instead of B there are two different ones X and Y, or A is 3 in number, B is 3 in number. This type of complexes are also will be exhibiting what type of isomerism means, the geometrical isomerism. Let us see certain examples. First, I am looking for this one. Say for this one, I am having a complex CONH3 taken 4 times Cl2 plus. This is the complex, what it is there. If you examine very carefully, it is matching with this formula. The metal here cobalt, A4, here 4 NH3s, B2, 2 Cls. So therefore, here this type of complex will be exhibiting what type of isomerism is geometrical isomerism. The simplest way of representation is CO. These NH3s are adjacent in the square planar type. This one square planar type. This one. Next, the Cls are opposite with each other. Opposite with each other. As they are opposite with each other, I can name this one as trans isomer. So this one is a trans isomer. Whereas if I am selecting CO, this one, and the two Cls are present adjacent to with each other, and the remaining the spatial arrangements are occupied by NH3s, the spatial arrangements are occupied by NH3s, then this type 1 is called as cis. So how to distinguish cis and trans here? Just remember, select the least number of ligands whatever present. If they are opposite present, then the type of one is called as trans isomer. Rest type of representations, they are indicating cis isomer. We cannot decide the cis trans isomerism with respect to more number of ligands, because more number of ligands can be present what means opposite as well as adjacent also. So therefore, we cannot decide the type of isomerism with the help of large number of these ligands. We can decide that one with the help of only smaller number of ligands. Here the smaller number is chlorine. So if both are present opposite, then that one is trans isomer, and they are present on the same side, then that is called as cis isomer. That is this first type of example. Instead of these two chlorines, one is chlorine, another one is bromine type. One is chlorine, another one is bromine. Then chlorine and bromine are opposite, then that one is trans isomer, and chlorine and bromine are the same side, then that is called as cis isomer. So this type of one also will be exhibiting what type of isomerism means, the geometrical isomerism. Next, MA3B3 type. I am selecting what means another simple one. What I am having, this one is the one corresponding to this one, MA3B3. So 4 NH instead of 4 NH3s, I am having 3 NH3s. These are the 3 NH3s, whatever it is there, this one. Other 3 are these ones, other 3 are these ones. Then this is one type of what means isomer, where the one CO is there. Again the NH3s are present like this, Next one, this one, CLs are present like this. This is another type of what means arrangement. Two types of arrangements are possible for Ma3B3 type. For Ma3B3 type, two types of arrangement is present. Now, we learned this one in our chemical bonding. If the arrangement is in the plane, that is called as what means equatorial one, and okay, the arrangement is over the axis or other way, then those are called as what means meridional positions. So therefore, these are called as Fak and Merr isomerism. Fak and Merr isomerism. This one is called as meridional, this one is meridional, the one it is the one meridional. So this is called as Merr isomer, which are present in the what means same plane, and if they are present in the faces like this, along the faces like this, then this one is Fak. What means this type of isomerism is known as Fak isomerism. So Ma3B3 also will be exhibiting geometrical isomerism. Two types of isomers are possible. One is Fak isomer, another one is meridional or Merr isomer. The octahedral complexes which are containing bidentative ligands which can form chelation, they can also exhibit geometrical isomerism. What I can say is ethylene diamine. The formula for ethylene diamine is NH2 CH2 single bond CH2 NH2. Simply it is abbreviated as EN. EN is ethylene diamine. It is abbreviated like that. This type of ones, the bidentative ligands can form chelation. That means they are forming ring type of ones. If this type of ones are also present, then I am representing this bidentative ligand as AA or AB, bidentative. They are present in two numbers. Other simple ligands, they are present as 2 in number, MAA taken twice, X2 type. They will also exhibiting this type of geometrical isomerism in octahedral complexes. I want to quote this one. A very simplest one is M is there or cobalt is there. Cobalt, ethylene diamine taken twice, chlorine has 2 times, and the total charge is +1, and this cationic complex will exhibit geometrical isomerism. Here you can very carefully observe the ethylene diamine is forming the one in the what means this type of one, what I can say, this type of okay, coordination, ethylene diamine, this type, which looks as they are present in the same plane. Now chlorines are present in the axial position above and below, and I can name this one as trans isomer. What we can name this one as trans isomer. Next, if I am selecting the other one, ethylene diamine, this one is ethylene diamine. Next one is the one, this one is say for example chlorine, this one is also chlorine. Then the other ethylene diamine is, the other ethylene diamine is present like this ethylene diamine like this. Then these chlorines are not present opposite. So therefore it can be named as cis. So this type of complexes are also actually exhibiting cis-trans isomerism. So if bidentative ligands are present which are forming chelation, then this type of ligands, they are also exhibiting with the formula MAA2X2 type, they are exhibiting what means cis-trans isomerism. The complexes which are not showing the symmetry, then they are also showing optical isomerism. Just like as organic compounds are exhibiting the optical isomerism, the coordinate compounds also exhibiting the optical isomerism, but little bit difference is there. There the carbon which is bonded with 4 different atoms or groups like this, they can exhibit one which are tetrahedral. Again, if you come to optical isomerism in this coordinate compounds, theoretically it is possible to exhibit if M is there, metal atom, and it is surrounded by 4 different ligands, which is having what means tetrahedral geometry, theoretically it is possible to exhibit optical isomerism. But such ones compounds are not actually what means located, or they are not isolated. So therefore, we are not discussing about this one so effectively. We may be learning this one in our higher classes. Here our things are restricted up to certain one only. We are basically looking for what means the octahedral complexes that are also containing what type of ligands means chelating ligands. So therefore, if I am selecting octahedral complexes, and before this one what means I have explained the cis trans isomerism, the same one I am selecting COEN taken for twice Cl2, this one I am selecting the simplest example, then plus 1, then this one is there CO, ethylene diamine, it forms 2 day 2 bonds, one ethylene diamine, and other one forms 2 day 2 bonds. So the 4 day 2 bonds are formed and 2 more are present with which are satisfied by 2 chlorines. If you carefully examine, this one is having plane of symmetry. So on either side it is having the same type of groups, the plane of symmetry is present. Enantiomeric form is not possible for that one. That means non-superimposable mirror images are not possible. So the trans isomer does not exhibit, the trans isomer, very important, the trans isomer does not exhibit what type of isomerism means the optical isomerism. Whereas if I am writing the cis isomer for this one, the ethylene diamine, this one is ethylene diamine, this one is the one ethylene diamine, this one is chlorine, this one is chlorine, this one. For this one, a non-superimposable mirror image we can write. We can write a non-superimposable mirror image like this one. If you carefully examine this one, we are having a non-superimposable mirror image for this one, and whenever non-superimposable mirror image is present, that can exhibit geometrical the optical isomerism, because whenever symmetry is not present, then they are exhibiting what means optical isomerism. So cis isomers can exhibit what type of isomerism means the optical isomerism. The other type of isomerism, another type of isomerism what we are going to discuss is about structural isomerism. One type of one is linkage isomerism. There are certain ligands which are called as ambident ligands. In ambident ligand, there are the donor atoms which are more than one, and thereby what happens means during the formation of complex, the donor atom may be changing. Such one is called as ambident ligand. To understand, I am selecting very simple example NO2 minus this one. Here this is having what means lone pairs along with nitrogen. So nitrogen can act as a donor, or the oxygen can also act as a donor. So therefore this type of ligand in which 2 or more atoms are present as donor atoms, but while formation of complex, one of the atom only bounded with the central metal atom or ion, and then such type of the one ligand is called as ambident ligand. The simple best example is NO2 minus. This is NO2 minus. Now I am selecting a complex of cobalt, that is pentaamine, nitro group is present, nitrito, cobalt 3 chloride. In such a case, here the cobalt may be linked with the cobalt whatever it is there, it may be linked with oxygen, then it is named as what means O-nitrito. What that one is called as O-nitrito, whereas this cobalt may be linked with nitrogen like this, then this is called as N-nitrito. So therefore, even though the formula wise both are same, the remaining are 5 NH3s are present. This is 1 NH3, second NH3, third NH3, this one is fourth NH3, another one is chlorine, this one, another one is NH3, the 5 NH3s are present, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but here what are present means, here in NO2, this is linked with cobalt with oxygen, and here it is linked with nitrogen, then the day2 bond formation is different with the different atoms, and that means link is changing, and that's why it is called as linkage isomerism. Then how to understand the linkage isomerism? Whenever ambident ligands are present, they are exhibiting linkage isomerism. Next, in the structural isomerism, second one is coordination isomerism. If both cationic complex and anionic complex are both are what means these coordinate compounds or coordinate spheres, then they will be showing this type of coordinate isomerism. Here I can write this one as another way also, that is as CO NH3 taken 6 times, Cr Cn taken 6 times. In this first example, the chromium coordinate sphere acts as cation plus 3 and cobalt coordinate sphere acts as anion coordinate sphere. Whereas in the second example, in this example, the one it is cobalt coordinate complex acts as cationic coordinate sphere, chromium coordinate sphere act as anionic part. So therefore, here formula wise both are same, but the coordinate spheres are different. Here chromium is the cationic coordinate sphere, whereas here the cationic sphere is belonging to cobalt. So therefore, that type of isomerism is known as coordinate isomerism. Next one is ionization isomerism. This another type of isomerism is ionization isomerism. Here the formula wise they are same, but during aqueous solution, whenever they are dissolved, the ions which are formed are different. The first one is on dissolution in water gives this complex is bearing +1 charge and bromine is -1 charge and gives bromide ion as the ion, and which can be identified by testing with AgNO3 solution, which gives AgBr as light yellow precipitate. Whereas the second complex is taken by us, then here the formula wise this one is also the same, CO NH3 taken 5 times, Br is there, SO4 is there, formula wise both are same, but during the ionization in the aqueous solution, it gives sulfate ion, and this sulfate ion will react with BaCl2, gives rise to barium sulfate, a white precipitate. So therefore, the ions which are produced by these complexes are different, but the formula is the same. So they are therefore they are known as what means ionization isomerism. They can be identified by their electrical conductivities also. Since the complex here it is bearing +1 charge and -1 charge, and whereas this complex is bearing +2 charge and -2 charge, the electrical conductivities will be the different. So therefore, they are indicating difference in the electrical conductivities as well as the ions produced by them also, by having what means testing those ions with suitable reagents. So therefore, that one is called as ionization isomerism. Next, the last one is solvation isomerism. Here this is the formula chromium. The name of this complex is hexa aqua chromium 3 chloride, which is violet in color. Whereas if you select this one, another complex, it is also having the same type of formula, Cr H2O 5 times here, H2O here, and one of the water is replaced by chlorine in this complex. So therefore, what is the name of this one is penta aqua chlorido chromium chloride monohydrate. That one is green. okay, grey-green type of complex, which are differing in what means water of crystallization or hydration. Such ones are called as hydrated isomerism. So these are the different type of structural isomerism. By this one I want to conclude isomerism, and in your book various examples are there, so please try those examples so that you can learn more. Thank you children. How actually, what is the reason which is present only some elements are able to form this type of coordinate compounds, and why these ones they are having different type of structures, and how to understand the geometry of these coordinate compounds. Next one is how to understand the magnetic behavior or color exhibited by these coordinate compounds. There are various theories to explain this type of ones, and here one of the theory which is present for us is valency bond theory, which is ready to explain the geometry of the complexes along with certain amount of magnetic behavior. So therefore, to understand the geometry of the complexes and the magnetic properties of the complexes, as well as why these complexes are showing optical isomerism, these theories are very much useful. And now we are going to discuss about valency bond theory. The main objectives of this theory, main postulates of this theory are these ones. While forming this complex coordinate complex or coordinate compounds, the metal atom loses requisite number of valence electrons, requisite number of valence electrons, which is equal to its oxidation state. That means whenever in the formation of a complex, what this metal atom will do, it will lose its valence electrons. How many valence electrons are lost by this metal atom during the formation of complex? That is given by what means its oxidation state. That means if you are able to calculate the oxidation number, and the oxidation number is 0, means that metal atom is not losing any electrons, and you are calculating that one as what means +1, then it is losing 1 electron. You are calculating that one as 2 in number, then it is losing 2 electrons, like that, so on. For example, I am selecting certain simple examples, then we can understand. I am having a carbonyl, metal carbonyl as an example, where the one oxidation state of nickel oxidation state is 0. That means while formation of this complex, it is not losing any electrons. Say for example, I am selecting another one, AgNH3 taken twice, this one, and plus charge. And if you calculate the oxidation state of silver, it comes out as silver oxidation state, that is comes out as +1. So therefore, that means here silver is losing 2 electrons. Say for example, another one, CuNH3 taken 4 times, 2 plus is taken by me, then here the oxidation state of copper, it comes out as +2. That means during the formation of this complex, copper is losing 2 electrons. Like that, say for example, CONH3 taken 6 times, 3 plus, then what is the oxidation state of what means cobalt is, that is +3. That means in the formation it is losing 3 electrons. So therefore, during the formation of these complexes, the metal atom loses requisite number, required number only. Requisite number means required number only, the required number of valence electrons, and this is equal to its oxidation state. And these are the certain examples.